Hey, what is up, guys? This is me, MemoRandom. Trying out a new setup, trying out a new kind of way of playing this. This is MemoRandom of the Bearded Gamers. I do apologize if this feels a little weird. I've yet to do anything like this specifically, so this is gonna be a new experience. I'm actually gonna wonder if I can even do this. But so as you can see, I'm going to be playing Castlevania Symphony of the Night. But that's not the only thing I'm going to be doing in today's video. We are going to also be reviewing the Netflix series of Castlevania that is currently on Netflix. Was released maybe like 2 weeks ago. I'm going to be talking about it. I don't want to divulge a little bit of my my views of it. But I'll be playing a little bit of Castlevania. So I'm just gonna jump into the game itself, and then we can just go from there. Oh man, I think I actually made a mistake. Ugh, I did. I made a boo-boo. I made a config error. Let me start that back up. I know, professionalism. I'll just mess with the configurations here. There we go. There we go. Sorry about that. Going to get this game started up. So Castlevania, if those of you that don't know, it's a gothic game based off of the classic monsters, the Universal monsters. Not specifically, I mean, yes, it's also connected to Bram Stoker's Dracula. It's a series that has probably transcended generations. I know I played the games back in the day. I'm talking about like early 90s. And I loved it, and it used to scare me as a child. So it is near and dear to my heart, and it is connected to basically who I am, which is not only one of the bearded gamers, but one of those that enjoys a good horror game. So here we go. I am going to put my name right here, and let's start the game. Now, I chose this game because, one, I thoroughly enjoy it. I feel like the battle system and its battle system in it, which is pretty seamless. But to add on top of that, it is considered one of the best of the Castlevania series. I originally played this game, I would say it must have been back in 96, 97, maybe later, maybe earlier, somewhere around there. I do apologize for the music. I wanted to I have the music off in the game just because I kind of felt that it was a little too loud. And I do enjoy it, but for the sake of copywriting issues and stuff like that, I didn't want to mess with that. So one of the things that you always see consistent is the design of Castlevania's castle, or Dracula's castle. You'll see that like within Castlevania, it does tend to be repetitious on how it's designed. There are a couple of times where you'll see that it's designed differently. But for the most part, you'll notice that the castle is pretty similar. Look at that. Moving the control, you can actually shift the now loading. Now, this is the part that I always found funny. This states that this is from Bloodlines, but in actuality, this is from Dracula X. I believe the castle design is still similar though. Those of you that are probably wondering, or those of you that are watching and wondering, like, well, why is it you're supposed to do a review? I will. The only reason why I'm holding off on the reviews right now, just waiting for people to kind of jump in. Alright, here we go. Gonna face Dracula. Now, this is just an intro storyline. That's Richter Belmont, which will be one of the antagonists of the game, because technically this is the one of the first. I shouldn't say the first, because I believe there is a Game Boy game where you play one of the branch families of the Belmonts. So I don't want to just make a huge statement saying like this is the first time that a Belmont is not a main character in the Castlevania series, but at least we can say within the main, or what we consider the main series. What is a man? A miserable little pile of secrets? But enough talk. Have at you. I love, like, even though I don't have the audio on. The heck? Is it me or is it not hitting? It's weird. There we go. Man, I don't remember it being... I remember that doing way more damage in when I first played this. Man, I might even die in this. This is ridiculous. Maria. I believe that's Maria. Yeah, I think, yeah, I don't even have to, like, worry about him hitting me. Ooh, la 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 la. This cannot be! No! Darth Vader style. So I wanted to play this game for multiple reasons beyond it being considered one of the best games in regards as the Castlevania series, or the main concept of this Castlevania series. The reason why I wanted to play this is that I feel that besides Castlevania 3, which is what the Netflix series is actually based on, I feel like Symphony of the Night was a strong inspiration for it, though. Like, you know that the look and the aesthetics and the design choices was very post Symphony of the Night, because really before Symphony of the Night is very much different designs than after Symphony of the Night, besides it being like the Metroidvania kind of mainstay of what would be the playstyle that it goes through. I feel that it also goes through a progression that has a story, and because the Netflix obviously in essence has to be a story, duh. It just meshes with it so well. I mean, I wouldn't watch the Netflix series and then jump onto Castlevania Symphony of the Night, but it's cool. It's cool. So here we go. Finally, we're gonna go ahead and start with our main man. All right. Alucard, the son of Dracula, right here. Now, normally, my main man, Classic Juan, would be doing some retro games, but that's why I was thinking about doing a Castlevania 3 playthrough, but I was like, you know what, that's a little too old school. That deals more with Castlevania with the NES Nintendo system, and I was like, no, I'll just do Symphony of the Night PlayStation. And now the cool thing is that his blade is multi-directional, maybe not as multi-directional as like, say, like the whip, where like you can pretty much yeah, I've played this game a lot, so I remember a lot of the stuff. I don't remember everything though. It's been a while. It's been a while. So yeah, I know I'm holding off on the review, but I am also waiting for just a few more people to go ahead and jump on. So enjoy me playing Symphony of the Night. And here's Death, a main character in multiple of the Castlevania games, even the original one. He's one of the characters that pops up. So he just took all my equipment away. So I now will be taking full damage from any attack that's done on me. Because before I had my original. So if you notice, like, this guy's now punching. Go, got my short sword. Now this is the part that makes it different from all the other Castlevanias, except for Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest, which also has an equipment system, and it's very much on the what you would consider the traditional Castlevania. See, I have it on the wrong button. Sorry, I'm trying to get used to this. I don't know what the heck. There we go. I think this is a save point. No. Ah, yeah, I remember that. Okay. So as you notice, there, rest sword. Okay, this is a two-handed sword. Here we go. So this is the save point within the game. Now, most people, when they play this game, do different things. So right here, the cube of Zoe is what actually is going to give you the ability to hit the candlesticks that gives you your buff, your hearts and your health and stuff like that. Sorry, I forget where. My attacks slow down a lot. Almost want to switch back to the other sword just so that I can attack faster. So at any point, guys, go ahead and like comment with me, talk with me, and as soon as I get once I see like we have a good amount of people, those red skeletons are indestructible, so there's nothing really I can do. Boom, level up. Now the cool thing is that as you keep playing this game, you'll you like the enemies, like these enemies, you'll pretty much take out with one hit. Like that's just normal. And that's the cool thing, like the progression, like, you know, as you're getting stronger. Now, as you can see, there's like areas there that you can't go through, and very much like the non-linear map of, like, let's say Metroid, you can come back here and go into areas that maybe weren't open to you before. Not a big deal maybe in like PlayStation, where the idea of like an open map might be like acceptable or normal, but in terms of like maybe like in the Castlevania universe, this is a big deal. Yeah, there's just my mind is just remembering all these little things, but I feel like I'm gonna miss something. So my max health. All right. I don't know why I thought there was like something else to this, but oh well. Now, what instead of the power-up items that you would get, like in terms of like what he does, let's see, way cooler in terms of like how he uses it. Like let's say Simon Belmont, which it just like shoot out and that's it. So like on the map, as you can see like there, if you're very like, if you're really paying attention, you can actually see on the map when you press select the areas that are open up to you, and so where you can go through, whether it's breaking down a wall or using a specific spell that will open up the area, or hitting a lever which will open up a door within that spot. Not every area that has that opening is available at the time when you see it. Sometimes you have to go back in some place, sometimes like till like the end of the game. Basic puzzles. That's what this game's all about. Basic puzzles. This game does have multiple endings, which is what reasons why I enjoy it so much. Let's go ahead. Another cool thing about this game is, and you're gonna see it here, when I equipped my cape, you see his cape actually changes color. There are some equipment that actually changes the way you look. I don't know why I love that. I guess like playing RPGs for so long and seeing like, wow, I just equipped this amazing armor and my character looks exactly the same. I don't know why that just bothers me. So as you can see, some of the items will reset. Yeah, and your strike speed will go up with certain equipments. Now, the drop rates, because as you notice, like one of those creatures dropped something for me, that the red rust. So there is drop rates here. So there's equipment that you can actually get that you can kind of build up to, which is actually one of the things that, like, when MMORPGs started to really take off, like the first thing I thought was Symphony of the Night, because it was one of the first games that I ever played that actually had a drop system. Like the idea, like, all right, this This item drops off of this creature 1% at a 1% drop rate. And I was like, what? That's awesome. Like, and I would farm areas until I got the equipment that I wanted. Loved it. Let's just see. Here we go. I like the daggers. It's my first boss fight. I'm trying to remember this one. Ah, yes. I remember why I had to use Now, one thing that you have to be careful with is that in this fight, he gets angry when he loses his friend. Oh, I thought he got angry when he lost his friend. There we go. Go ahead and fill up that life. Boom. Oh, this one's gross. So this guy... Look at that. Oh, that is just so cool. I don't know why I think that's so cool. Let's see. For me, like, one of the first things I do when I start playing this game is look for get to the save points. Get to the save points. That's the idea. Hey, what is up, Gabriel? Jack of all Gabes. Right there, just to annoy me. Playing Castlevania Symphony of the Night. So, go ahead and talk on the chat. It would be awesome if you could. And I will be doing my Symphony of the Night review in a bit as soon as I get some people in here. So there we go. That section is now opened up to me and I can be able to come back to this area. So I'm one of the bearded gamers, as you saw, the one typing a little bit ago, Gabriel Biotti. He's actually Jack of all Gabes, which is one of the bearded gamers. Awesome FPS player. Although right now he's kind of like in a in a lull. He has no game. He's a gamer with no game at the moment. Yeah, I was about to get to that. Oh man, I kind of want to wait a little bit longer. Let's see if we can get a couple more people in the stream before I start talking about how I felt about the anime. Because I really want to make sure that I don't repeat myself too much since we're gonna be posting this. I hate these. Fucking gross. I love it. Oh, dang. Dang. Don't like the ashes. Basically, you just drop it. It's not like the whole. I mean, it's kind of like the holy water. It's just not as. I don't know why I thought I remembered. That's a good area there, but no, there isn't. You'll see like a little mark on it. This is like the loading area. Like transitioning from one spot to the other. Ah, that was a dumb move. Dang it. So yeah, there's like different creatures and stuff. And that like right there, just like haunted tables and stuff like that. So it's funny, but a lot of save points, and you want to make sure that you know where all your save points are. It is a map that builds up. So as you can see here, all the red spots are going to be your save points. So when you're traveling throughout the map, you're just aware of where all your save points are now. Later, you're going to have teleport points where you could be able to teleport to different parts of the castle. So you can go ahead and maybe fill up the map, because there is a... with the different endings comes with the 100% completion on the map, I think. And it's not even 100%. I think it's like 100% 0.9 or something like that. I don't remember. It's been a while. It's been a while. It always happens. Knocks me back into my save point. I want to be at full health. I don't want to. I shouldn't have saved. I should have just gotten out. I clicked the wrong button. I know I'm not going to get to full health. It's going to keep... There we go. Nice. The map itself is pretty big. But it actually doubles in size because after you beat it a very specific way, the castle will actually reverse and go upside down. You actually play the entire capsule upside down, but the enemies are way stronger and different. It's like a whole other set of villains. Actually, I think I've been picking up stuff and I'm not even like equipping it. I think I have a new sword. No, I don't. Man, this is one of those games because it's really hard for me to play retro games. That's the reason why the classic one, that's like his thing, because it's really hard for me to do it. Castlevania does not fall into that. I feel like I can play Castlevania like all the time. Now the currency is not a point system. You could actually buy things. There is a section where you can actually buy equipment and buy items, and very important in the game, the currency. There's some things that you can get by purchasing stuff that is not available in drops. Ow! Oh, I know what I'm doing wrong. No, I don't understand what's going on. This guy is beating. There we go. Hopefully I can get to a save point and see if I can go backwards. I could, but then I'll be just running into another guy. Here's the chance. Should I take the chance? Fuck it. Let me go back. I'm not gonna take the chance. All right. Hopefully that. Oh, I feel like this is gonna be the death of me. Just 2 hits. One, and then I got the second one before. I think that one was just 1 hit. Just a little bit more. There we go. Survived. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my review. I got to play a little bit of the Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Please be sure to check it out. I know it is on the Xbox. I know you can pick it up on Xbox 360 or Xbox One. I think 360 for sure, because I know I have it on that. Or I believe it is also on PSN network. So make sure you pick it up there. Amazing game. But let's go ahead and talk about the Castlevania Netflix series that I know a couple of you guys have been waiting for. Literally a couple. Black coffee. Whew, love it. Okay. So what did I think about the Castlevania series? Or the Netflix series specifically? I'm going to go ahead and say no spoilers. I'm just going to talk about it in regards to its basis. It is based off of Castlevania 3. Not 1, not 2, because those are your Simon Belmont series games. This is Castlevania 3. It's so cool. Okay. So first off, let's go ahead and talk about the way that it's composed. It is composed like a Castlevania. Dark, gothic, bloody, very much like some of the creatures here, you know, like when you're facing like just blood everywhere. The creature designs are awesome, very demonic, very reminiscent of like Vampire Hunter D, for good reason, because Vampire Hunter D does really kind of lend itself in connection with the Castlevania series. Now, so in terms of aesthetics, awesome. There are times where I kind of feel that the art is a little funky with the faces, like in terms of like facial composition. I mean, that's me nitpicking. It was just like, there were just times that I felt like the quality of the animation would kind of drop on the faces, not so much of the actual physical design of the characters. Now, I want to talk about all the good things before I talk about the things that kind of frustrated me. And really, none of the things that frustrated me should stop you from watching something that you want to watch. So if you are a Castlevania fan, what the fuck? Why are you watching me? Go fucking check out Castlevania and come back over here when this stream is posted, and you can jump over to this point so that you can check it out. I believe we're at minute 48, so there you go. Okay, now the next thing that I really liked was that they chose a perfect game for it. A lot of people think that the games are in chronological order, but that is incorrect. The actual way that the game works is Simon Belmont is actually the great-grandson of Trevor Belmont, which is the Belmont that is in this game. Now, in the game that I was playing right now, Symphony of the Night, that is Richter Belmont. Not the last of the Belmonts, but for a while he was, until Aria of Sorrows introduced Julius Belmont later on in the series. Hey, welcome back. I'm going through the review right now. So this is actually based off of part 3 of the Castlevania series. How does it connect? Does it connect well with the Castlevania series? Yes. Yes, it does. Actually, it is a very nice game or series to watch the series and then jump into the game. And so I don't feel like it's spoilers for me to say this, but if it is, I do apologize. So, possible spoiler alert. It is everything that leads up basically to the game, or at least I feel it is. It's everything that leads up to it. So it's cool. Now, even though that is cool, that is also a part that frustrates me, because I don't know about you, but you are expecting to see a animation that is a representation of the game, but you're not gonna get that. You're gonna get everything that leads up to the game. So if you're looking for like, hey, I'm gonna be checking out a game or a Netflix series that's going to give me the game that I played, don't expect that. Expect just to see Castlevania in your face, like animated. Now that's cool, and if you have that mindset going into it, you're gonna love it. you're gonna love the series. One of the negative things, it is only 4 episodes. It's 4 episodes. That's it. And I think they're like 30 minutes each. So it's about 2 hours of Castlevania that you get to receive. And it is renewed for season 2, but from the small little interview that I read, it didn't look like they were doing a continuation. The way he kind of made it sound was that he was going to jump over to other Belmonts, which was interesting because I kind of felt like, hey, you should complete the story. But, I mean, play the game and I guess there you go. That's how you're going to get your story completed. Now, my man, Alucard and the other characters, if you ever played Castlevania 3, you know that actually it's multiple characters that you can play as in that game. Trevor, the speaker, and I for the life of me can't remember her name, which is the sorceress, the thief, which does not make an appearance unless somebody tells me like, oh well, this character that came out is actually supposed to be the thief. Then I'd be like, okay, but I didn't see that character. And then Alucard, yeah. So very cool, very, very interesting the way that they kind of worked it in. But this one they only had 3 characters and no thief. So should non-Castlevania people watch it? Fuck yes. If you're a Castlevania fan and you know people that are not Castlevania fans, have them watch it. Have them watch it, and if they dig it, give them Symphony of the Night. Give them the Castlevania games if they're retro gamers, and if they're not retro gamers and you're like, oh man, I don't know, Symphony of the Night is probably one of those games that most people accept. A lot of those indie games kind of use the Metroidvania system anyways, and so I think they'll dig it. So yeah, like for sure, if you're not a person that's watched or played any Castlevania game, it doesn't matter, you're gonna like it. It is a little slow. I have to say that the first episode for me wasn't that interesting. For the most part, you have to understand the NES game, like the only time that you got a storyline was from the booklet itself. The game itself didn't really have a storyline. So in reality, I wouldn't say that that's how it picks up. You're actually going into the castle. So you actually start off like in the city and you're working your way into it. So yes and no. Because I mean, I don't want to say where the series leaves off. So I'm just going to go ahead and say it picks up in where it feels really good if you would watch the series and then play the game. Let me just say that it just fits well with that idea. So I would totally suggest to do it that way. And I bring up Symphony of the Night because I feel like once you do that, you could even move on to the other games. Yeah. I would be very careful playing the games in chronological order. Because you first off, you would be jumping from 3 to 1 to 2. And then you're going to be like kind of like having to jump to like Game Boy games and some other games, Game Boy Advance games, and Genesis for Bloodlines, and Dracula X, I believe, which was released in Dracula X Chronicles for the PlayStation. I do apologize, like PlayStation 2 I think it was. And then of course there's some other games that kind of try to work within the Castlevania series, but there's some like weird like discrepancies. Lord of Shadows does not connect with the Castlevania series, or at least what we would consider like the main series. It is a series complete on its own that is like a reboot basically. The first game is good, it's enjoyable, fun for the most part. Second game is just a clusterfuck of ridiculousness. And that's just mostly because Kojima helped out with the first game, Kojima being the creator of the Metal Gear series, and then most of the series except for this last game. And then he did not, or they did not help out with the second game. And you could see the contrast difference between the two. So Bottom line, watch Castlevania, play Castlevania, because there's something that we're missing here, which is Castlevania is one of those games that is not as memorable as, let's say, a Final Fantasy, but it deserves to be. It has a rich history. It has a beautiful aesthetic that is different from all other games, and we need to make sure that these type of games are alive. We need to make sure that these type of games are available, because man, like, we just don't get games like this anymore. And in this age where everything needs to be 3D, these side-scrolling platformer feeling games or the Metroidvania games is something that we kind of need. So overall, as a bigger follower of the series, how would you rate the actual Netflix series? Okay, that's a question that's being posed to me right now. I would go ahead and say that I would rate it in its sheer importance of the health of the series. I'd give it a 10. Just for the sheer health of the main series, I'd give it a 10 out of 10. In terms of like generic anime and comparing it to other animes, I'd give it maybe like a 6 or a 7. It's good. It's just you're not gonna fourth episode you're gonna be like, okay, yeah, it was worth it. But you might have that feeling like where episode 1, 2, and 3, where you're just like, wow, I feel like this is just like progressing towards nothing. Until you finally get that big moment in the 4th episode. So wait till the 4th episode. Watch all 4. And then you tell me if you like it or not. And you put it down in the comments below if you didn't quite care for it. So that's how I feel. But I'm sorry, but in importance of the series, if you're a Castlevania fan, you better be telling people it's a 10 out of 10. You better watch it. Because we got to keep Castlevania alive. We do. Because there's a lot of these Metroidvania platformers or indie games that are coming out that are siphoning away these potential people that could be playing Castlevania games. And hey, those games are awesome. Play them too. But let's not forget the original, the game that kind of set the precedent. Surprised of how violent it is? No, not surprised. If you've played a Castlevania game, you know how violent the series is. Pick up Symphony of the Night. Play it for like an hour, and you'll see like the violence in this, like just a simple, 32-bit kind of look, and it's violent. This game is violent. I mean, blood, guts, gore, background images. I mean, they're just like just nudity in terms of like its character designs. I mean, it goes all out. And this is a video game. This is a video game that came out in the late 90s. I think like 98. I think it came out in. I might be off again. So no. I am not surprised by the violence at all. If anything, like I thought, like, perfect. That's Castlevania. If it was like weird kawaii, like kawaii, like crazy anime faces and stuff like that, I would be like, this isn't Castlevania. That's not what Castlevania is. And so I like that they kept it that way. So yeah, that's how I kind of feel about that. Any other questions? I'm more than happy to answer any other questions. Just go ahead and post them down there in the live chat. Let's go ahead and play a little bit more of Symphony of Night, and if we get any more questions, go ahead and post it up. Any questions, go ahead and post. I am MemoRandom of the Bearded Gamers. And I am here in this live stream talking about Castlevania, the series, and Castlevania, the series, the Netflix series. I'm talking about both. So go ahead and post your questions below. I am not a a designer of the games or anything like that. I'm just a guy that just loved the Castlevania series. Was the show accurate in representing how Dracula started his rampage? In terms of what Symphony of the Night kind of like continues, fuck yeah, dude. Yes. He's just so angry at what happened, and you see it in the series. And yeah, his relationship with Alucard, which is why in Symphony of the Night, why you play as Alucard. Yeah, I think it is. And for sure, Symphony of the Night I feel has a stronger story in terms of like its progression in the story. And then after that, like it gets good. So yeah, spoiler alert. Even though not spoiler alert, because even the banner of the series has Alucard in the front. And if you don't know the character design of Alucard, I don't know what to tell you. Ah, fuck. Yeah, I'm not strong enough for that guy. I don't know if I'm going into an area that I'm not strong enough for. No, it looks like I'm fine. And touch on Dracula before the events of the series. That is a good question. I'm trying to think of the games that I've played. I mean, they kind of talk about it. Like, I know in this game they do show the moment that you see in the series. Oh. Darn you, ghost. Like where she's burnt at the stake. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think. Like, I think Lord of Shadows, I think maybe does it, but oh man, but that's not main series. See, now the science part has always been a part of the Castlevania series, even if it doesn't talk about it. See, here's the problem. A big chunk of the Castlevania series is... Ow. Yeah. Got a little too hard. Death count 1. Okay. So yeah, most of it is talked about. I don't think there's any series that has Dracula as the main character. However, when you do play Aria of Sorrow, which is on the DS and then the 3DS for the second part, it does talk about like what is Dracula and like how is his power based, and basically his power is he creates creatures, which is why, again, I don't want to go into spoilers, but they kind of go into the idea of what happens after the death of his wife and why he takes that time in order to exact his vengeance, you know. True. I mean, okay. So what's being posed right here is that that what I felt was missing. By the way, this isn't for me. Was that the backstory you get on how he begins his rampage? He liked that, but I would have liked a little more story on where he was before. But see, you have to understand, Dracula is supposed to be the part that's hidden in mystery. Yeah, of course. And rightfully so. you're not supposed to get it. I know as a viewer, we're used to kind of being given so much information, but Dracula in itself, in his core, is this unknown, this dark figure that's in the castle. And so you're over here with the Belmonts going through, knowing that he's evil. You don't know why he's evil. All you know is that he has the devil inside of him, and you need to take him out. So going into the intricacies, as a Belmont being a main character, you as a viewer shouldn't get more information than a Belmont has. And I think that's what they did in the series. Now, I feel why in Symphony of the Night, why you get so much more information is because you are not a Belmont and know it as me trying to defeat Dracula. Now, you are a son of the Dark One, and now you're trying to stop him. So your information basis is going to expand. So I think in order to get Dracula's point of view, you would need to have Dracula as the main character, and that has not happened yet. Although it would be cool. But I feel that it would kind of be in the vein of what Aria of Sorrow kind of did. So another question I got, do you know about the age of Alucard at the time he appears? Well, technically, and forgive me if I'm wrong on this, I mean, he's obviously as old as when, oh my god, what is her name? Please post if you remember her name, or look it up, Alucard's mother. I mean, obviously from when she comes in, where she meets Dracula, and obviously they have a kid. So that's gonna be your basis. So he's not like 100 years old or more, unless like she stayed young, or there's years at the beginning that shows like the year when she meets him, and then the year that she's burnt at the stake. And sorry, I don't believe that's spoilers, because that's like the first like 10-15 minutes of the series. And if you know anything about the Castlevania, like, you know that Alucard's mother is killed. So I don't know. At least I don't know specifically his age, but he's not supposed to be that old. His age doesn't start to progress until you start going into the later series. Yes, he does. Pretty much, like, you kind of see his hair as blonde. And I'll go ahead and go back into the game here, so you can kind of see, which is true enough to the character. Here we go. Whee! Come in, and as you can see, Alucard here has white hair. I mean, not much of a difference, but I mean, he looks young. But I think that is a normal kind of like mythos, is that his age is gonna be like that. For the most part, the difference between his human side and his vampire side is not very different. Like, he still like has pretty much all the powers of Dracula. It's just not as powerful. And he does have a bit of humanity that goes with it that he received from his mother. But in terms of age, no, because in later series where Alucard again makes appearances, he looks pretty much the same. I'm only guessing he dyes his hair because it goes black in Aria of Sorrow. But yeah. Any other questions? Go back up. Because of his humanity, no. Actually, he has special abilities because of Dracula. No, pretty much think of it like the humanity waters down everything he has. So everything that Dracula has is actually an intense form. So It's actually the opposite of what you think. Uh, the humanity waters down his abilities. There's Maria. Or at least that's how I always knew it. I mean, if I'm wrong, please, those of you that are watching, if you know a little bit more about the Castlevania series, post it up. I do not mind being corrected, especially when it comes to a series that, I mean, I know well, but obviously I'm not, you know, a scholar in the subject. Oh yeah, we had like a little viewing party for it. Ah, these flea men, fucking assholes. Yeah, pretty much everyone that I've showed the series to has enjoyed it. And then everybody that watched it with me as I was watching it. Even Crystal, my wife, enjoyed it. So obviously it's a series that I think can transcend even like the most hardcore fans. Because I think anyone can enjoy this series. Time stop. As a non-follower of the games, the show really made me want to pick up the games, and that's what it should do. And I'm glad it did, because I think it's important that Castlevania becomes famous, you know, and builds up a fan base again. Because I remember growing up, and I remember what I'm trying to do with the Netflix series, or what I would like to do with the Netflix series, is what I did for this game. I mean, I would lend it out to anybody that was willing to accept it. I'd lend it to all my buddies. I'd lend it to all my schoolmates in school. You know, because like this game deserves it, and the series deserves it. Yeah, this is those character designs that I was talking about. It was Lord of Shadows Castlevania, the reboot, which did not do well. Yeah, dude. Dang it. I hate using that time stop whenever I don't really need to, but I still got stoned. Oh my god. Yeah, did get the level up. I just like time stop at this moment. Ah, yes, the outer wall. So right there, I just picked up a zircon. Those are going to be the items where you're going to kind of like build up cash. So if you notice here, I can't get to that. Boss about no. See, like this doesn't have that like Mega Man thing where it has like that. It I don't know if it has like something that. Dang it. Hopefully we'll get to a boss battle soon. Oh yeah, I'm getting to one soon. Yeah, it did. I actually though I think I might be getting into one very soon if I remember right. So let's see if I can get into one right here. Yeah, I think this is gonna be a boss battle right here. Here we go. Yes. There you go, bitch. Yeah. Boom. Made him my bitch. Woo, new weapon. Gladius. Shadow out of card. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I like that. Better distance. So when I get my mist form, I can go into there. Like I said, Alucard has like a lot of Dracula's moves. So like as you could see, he had like I think that was called a gorilla skeleton. Ow. What was he saying? Dang it. That's what I get for trying to. Yeah, I feel like people would. There it is. I feel like people would like automatically call bullshit and go like, oh, fucking Castlevania trying to. Now the cool thing about that character, that villain that I just that villain right there is that later you'll fight him and then you'll kill him and then you'll have to fight his ghost, like his spirit, his specter kind of stays around. That's kind of cool. Go ahead and go back to the elevator. You should get that dude sword. You do! Like you do get that sword. A lot of the oh, a lot of those things kind of open up to you. Soul of the Wolf. Let's see. Now, how do you turn into the wolf? I am so bad at this. There you go. Yep, that's me turning into a wolf. So areas that I might not fit is now open to me. And I mean, that's the cool thing. Like, you really, this is one of those teleporting zones that I talked about earlier. So here, all the so let me just open up this area. Increase my max heart. And now I have the old section open up to me again. And I have a save point right there, which I will be taking advantage of. Look at that fucking shit. I love it. This stream is a lot longer than I originally was gonna do, but hey, fuck it. Can't get that yet. How are you playing it? Yeah, I'm playing it on the PC. Like I said, I was going to do a part 3, which is actually what the Netflix series was based on. But I didn't want to. I didn't want to get into the classic ones genre too much. I mean, he's kind of been attacking it. Yeah, this is on an emulator. And I mean, I have the game. I own the game. And I own it for the PlayStation, and I own it on my Xbox for the 360, and they did unlock it on the Xbox One. So, I mean, I could just jump on it and play that shit. Whoa! Yeah, I agree. And you should play the NES ones. There's also a really good Super Nintendo one. Yes, the library! I fucking love this part. I should actually attack these guys till he drops his rapier. That's what I used to do back in the day. Like, I would... Oh, pause. I'm gonna be getting into the... I think he's called the librarian. I don't remember. I like it. Call out my level ups. I fucking love it. Gotcha. Yeah, if you don't catch those fleas, they start getting fucking annoying. Okay. Castlevania MMO, I fucking wish. Imagine how that shit would be. Oh my god, that'd be fucking amazing. A Castlevania MMO. I'd fucking take my money, dude. And you just fucking make like monster hunters or demon hunters or vampire hunters, whatever they're called. And I mean, I think it lends itself. The only thing is that I think people would be like, oh, I want to be a Belmont. And it's like, well, no. Fucking shit. So like I said, the drop system in this is like very reminiscent to an MMO. Like that skeleton, the skeleton rapier guy, he has a drop rate to actually drop that rapier. Took a chance on that hit because I could have gotten hit. Shit. So curse keeps me from attacking. It does go away after a while. Does it? Yeah, it does. I know I could just tack on the... Getting annoyed. Belmonts would be different guild leaders. So like, it's like a status that you would obtain? That'd be interesting. Or maybe like a female Belmont that can't like spread the name or whatever is trying to stop. Is there an ultimate weapon? Oh, I mean, Alucard's sword is strong, and there's swords that are like fucking strong. I know there is. I know that there's like strong weapons. But like, you have to understand, this is before like me like being aware of that kind of stuff. So for the life of me, I know there is, but I can't remember it. Here we go. It's been a long time, old one. Oh, it's you, Master Alucard. I need your help. Young master, I cannot aid one who opposes the master. You won't go unrewarded. Really? In that case, just tell me what you need. Like, fucking horrible. Horrible. Okay, I think I actually need to get that. Just gonna... I think the library card... right? He's just like a horrible, like, worker, like... Alright. I think that's what I, like, had to get. I can open up a blue door. So what do you guys think of the game so far? I mean, I mean, it's an older game, and a lot of you guys probably, if you're clicking on this, is because you enjoy the series, or at least you're interested in the series. So maybe even kind of jumped into Symphony of the Night before. But I mean, I hope you're enjoying the game. Maybe not my gameplay, because God only knows how bad I am. Yeah, dude. I mean, it's It's awesome. And it there's so much to do. And the cool thing is that once you play through it and you get the 100% ending, you can play as a Belmont Richter. Now the storyline kind of changes, and now let's see. Yeah, so now I actually see the now it actually has where the names of the character or the villains, the creatures that I'm fighting against, will come out, which is cool. So now you're gonna actually see the names of them popping up. So now I won't just be, see, these are called spell books. The thorn weeds. I see those rapier skeletons, and now I won't just call them rapier skeletons. I think they actually have a different name. Or maybe they are rapier skeletons. This feels really rapey. Ectoplasma. Ah, damn it. Ugh. Here's the reason why I didn't want to use the uncurse, because you literally have to, like, yeah, you literally have to equip it in your hand, and then there you go. And watch, I'm gonna get cursed again like a fucking idiot. Whoa, God. That's kind of annoying. Yeah, I know. It's just one of those things. Ugh, gotta be fucking with me. I don't have any more. Oh, cool. I can still punch. Okay, well, there you go. This whole time, I never knew that when you're cursed, you can punch. Well, there you go. Okay. Cleared up this area for now. Duron. Level up! Level up! Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I already did my review earlier on the Castlevania Netflix series, but if you want to ask me some questions on how I felt about it, how it connects to the series, does it connect to the series, does it fit well, is the tone like Castlevania, I'm more than willing to answer those questions. Again. Right now, I'm just going to enjoy some Castlevania. Ah, of course. Like a fucking idiot. Ay, ay. I think I have to get that as a dog. Nope. Yeah, that's how I do it. Could have I have just done a normal jump and gotten to the area? Probably. But then, you know, why be a dog? I feel like I need to go back. Get healed up. I know I'm such a bitch in these games. Like, that's me. I'm that guy that goes like, oh, before I go into a new area, I better be full health. And then I fucking get hit like that, like a fucking idiot. It's a teleport, but I know that. Telling you. What kind of gamers are you? Are you the kind that like fucking just like keeps going back to those save points or going back to healing points or whatever? Or are you kind of person that's like, fuck it, let's fucking do this shit? Because that's not me. I'm not. I'm fucking timid as shit. I'm a little bitch when it comes to this stuff. Ah, yes. It's too easy. Yeah, actually, I used to do that. I used to be a level up guy, a grinder. But I don't think anyone that's like here to watch me play wants to see me just grind levels out. Those Medusa heads drop a Medusa shield. Medusa head shield. That's actually really cool. So if you watched me at the beginning of the game, whoopas. No, that's not a boss. It's just a really fucking huge. You want to see me just spend my time grinding? You're like the only one. Heck yeah, heck yeah. And I wouldn't mind if like some Castlevania stuff was available. I'd fucking pay a nickel and dime for that. Oh, I don't think a lot of this stuff is available because I would need to have the bat, I think, to go across. Alright. I think I'm gonna need to teleport back because I think at the observatory there was a blue door. Oh shit, I looked away. No, it's progression. No, none of the abilities are drops. Ugh. Oh no. Ugh. Oh, that was a dumb death. That was a dumb one. Well, all right. Well, this stream's gone on for 2 hours, so yeah, death count 2. Well, let's go ahead and pause here. If you dug this Castlevania Symphony of the Night stream, hey, I wouldn't mind like maybe doing this maybe for a good week, jumping on, playing through Symphony of the Night, watching, having you guys watch. If you dig it, make sure that you comment that right down below, because that would show me that you enjoyed this. If you did not dig the music, I'll go ahead and get that shit changed. But you tell me how you would like to see this. But I'm glad that you guys enjoyed the watch. I'm glad that you guys, most of you guys actually stayed and checked it out. I saw that the views jumped up and down and all around, and I hope that you guys enjoyed Castlevania. Please watch the Netflix series that is available. Enjoy it. It is so fun to watch. Click subscribe, click the notification button there to make sure that you are up to date on all the Bearded Gamer videos, not only mine, but also the Jack of All Gabes, the Classic One, and all of us. Heck yeah. And I agree. Maybe we can all like just kind of jump on and give it a shot. Anyways, alrighty guys. Well, that's it for me, MemoRandom. I want you guys to go ahead and enjoy yourself, enjoy your day, and please stay random, guys. I'll see you guys later. Bye.